sorry to take it from you, but
it's okay.
now
Yeah, no, keep going. Yeah,
we go straight into the rain.
You were
here.
at the double header, so
It was a long day. The only team yesterday to win of our Seattle sports teams playing.
good.
4 games, only one team. So the Rain played August 14th versus New York, New Jersey, Gotham FC. And if you don't know, yes, I said Gotham. Yes, it's like the DC Comics. I don't know why they named their team that. The Rain would beat them 4-1. Player of the game forward Megan Rapinoe. 2 goals, 1 assist, 3 chances created, and a 9.5 match rating, which is one of the highest I've seen for one of our teams in quite some time. Pino was directly involved in all 4 of the goals. The 4th one was an own goal, but she had the ball that was actually headed away for the own goal. So directly involved in 4 of those games. And I don't know if I talked about it last week or the week before where she had a player of the game. But Pino, a lot of people know her for her U.S. women's national team accolades,
Yes.
her work as an activist. But hasn't necessarily consistently been that like huge star for the club. Obviously, she's great to have on the team, but since returning from the international, last time she was with the international team, she's been great. I mean, she's had, I think I had totaled it up in the last 3 games she's played with the Rain since international break, 3 goals, 2 assists, a goal. I mean, it's directly impacting all these games. And funny enough, her last time she scored 2 goals was last August, which is kind of funny.
What a trend.
And that was, I believe, the doubleheader against the Portland Thorns at Lumen Field. So, I mean, a great win. Like we talked about with the Sounders, the Rain have had issues putting their chances in the net. They're able to convert that to an extent, beat Gotham. Gotham has not. Gotham drops to 4 wins and 9 losses. They haven't had any draws at all this year, which is kind of weird to me. They have an interim coach. They're a mess. So you take care of business there, and you put yourself back in a playoff spot, thankfully. But that was a good win. I mean, they started off the day right, and then nobody else for our Seattle team has won, which was kind of sad to make the graphic for that. No injury news, luckily. I mean, the injury report, I believe, for that game was just that Angelina, who has a season-ending injury, was out. But that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, we already knew that. This team news, before I get into this team news, with the win against Gotham, head coach Laura Harvey becomes the winningest coach in NWSL regular season history with her 82nd win. There was a quote that said, "You can't tell the story of the league without mentioning Laura Harvey's teams." And there was a nice video from a bunch of the players congratulating her. Ever since last year, when the last head coach, I shall not name, is a bad person, he left like 2 hours before the game. He dipped out.
Yeah.
And it was announced that Laura was coming back. Just like the overall attitude, you talk about cultures and winning cultures and, positive cultures in these teams, right? You can just tell that people want to be here for that. So that was really great to see. And congratulations to Laura on that. But news that kind of shocked me this morning. The 15th, it was announced that the team traded forward Ali Watt to the Orlando Pride. The Rain receive $125,000 in allocation money, while Orlando receives forward Ali Watt. So from what I understand from a friend of mine, from a source I've got, is that Watt had reached out to other clubs for a trade because she wanted more playing time. So that's, I mean, it makes sense. Watt's a 25-year-old. She's only started in 3 matches, over 18 total appearances with the Rain. So it was kind of like a, why would you do that? And then when I found out it was a time thing, I was like, that makes sense to me. The Rain have a ton. I mean, we just talked about Megan Rapinoe. Bethany Balser won Rookie of the Year 2019 and tied for the second most goals in the league last year. Jordan Heightham is a 21-year-old forward you just signed. So Veronica Latsko has produced here and there and has earned several starts. Ziara King is a talented forward. It's like that your attacking group is really busy. And I think I talked about the beginning of the year before they added Jordan Heightham. It's like, okay, you've got a good problem here. Who gets starts where?
Right.
This is a good problem to have, but there will be situations like this. So it sucks. Ali Watt's a great person, a great player. She just needed to work on her finishing. But I'm hoping this move to Orlando gives her that playing time that she's looking for, and I'm sure it will. Orlando is having their own struggles. I think your next an NWSL regular season match is against Orlando in a few weeks. So that's kind of funny.
That'll be interesting.
But another rumor that I saw was that with Angelina going down with injury, was that Laura Harvey and the team were looking for another player to get to fill that spot. So we'll see if that allocation money comes back.
Yeah.
We'll see. I know a few months ago we talked about with allocation money, you always watch that because it could mean a move is coming. And then Tobin Heath happened, Jordan Hightower. We'll see. But yeah, that trade sucks. So a thank you to Ali Watt. The team record now sits at 6 wins, 4 losses, 6 draws. 5th in the NWSL with 24 points. They are in a playoff spot. They're 1 point away from second place and 4 points out of first place. There's a note there that I'm not going to read. So, yeah, a win in their next game could propel you all the way up. You see how tight this is? And even a few wins and, Portland just kind of is mid for a few games. You could take the first spot. So we'll see how that goes. But still a few games to play here as the regular season starts to wind down. Looking ahead, they don't have an NWSL regular season game to play. The Women's Cup is this upcoming week. It's a different little tournament with the Reign, I believe, with their semifinal. The Reign somehow clinched like a bid to the semifinals. So they are going to technically host. I mean, they got like a bye week. A game against Club America on the 17th of August. It's a 2 p.m. start on Paramount Plus is where you can watch it. The Women's Cup semifinal game. This is in Louisville. If the Reign win, they advance to play in the finals against the winner. This is if they win, right? Against Racing Louisville versus AC Milan. The tournament is held at Racing Louisville's home stadium. So home field advantage for Racing Louisville, but cool little cup, cool opportunity to win more trophies, but we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping that this, if they win, they would have played on the 20th. And then I believe the Reign's next regular season match is on the 26th. So you don't want to like jam too much in there. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not ultimately concerned if you don't win it.